for today's cup of coffee with Scream.
Cup of coffee.
Oh, it has been a Scream. It certainly has. And
how many days now have we had like extra Scream?
Oh, I think it's going to be well. That is the official channel. So, cup of coffee with Scream.
Loves it.
I just shorten it on the titles as far as cup of coffee and then the number. But yeah, the Scream has always been there. It was a foretelling. I should have known that. But we're recording this on the evening of 8/12/2024. That's August the 12th, 2024 at 10:10 p.m. We're late recording tonight.
Yeah.
Because it was a matter of wanting to hear on X a conversation between Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And the controversy around these two humans simply having a conversation where others could listen has been astounding.
Yeah. And not only that, to add on to that, a DDoS attack was put onto Twitter right as soon as they were supposed to go live.
Right. I mean, because everybody was waiting and it's like, what is going on? And so Elon Musk had finally put out a tweet or an X or whatever. What do you call them?
See, that's
post.
The thing.
He put out a post.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ever since he changed it from Twitter to X, you can only...
it's a post.
Tweet.
It's a post.
Twitter, you tweet.
I get it. But it was also what was...
UX?
You know, the connotation with all that and what it used to be. I understand. It needed to be rebranded.
Yeah.
It did. And so he had finally, everybody was like, what's going on? And so he did put out that it was a DDoS, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And so went to Fortinet.com. Well, I had actually, our internal IT support, which is oldest kid, and I'm like, what does this mean? He didn't respond in time, so I did a search on it, and it stands for a DDoS attack, means a distributed denial of service attack, and it's a cyber crime in which the attacker floods a server with internet traffic to prevent users from accessing connected online services and sites.
Which is very much illegal.
Yeah, it's very much illegal.
But
you've got to wonder, was it, and you know, that in the next coming days, we will find out whether that was accurate or not. Musk said he thought it was that. I don't know that that's verified. That would have been considering that the folks over there, I think it was the EU, had threatened him.
I was going to say, more than likely, it was the people overseas who did that. But it could have been what I want to say half the time.
It could have been that there were so many people wanting to hear, and this was just voice. It was just podcast.
Yeah. So it could have been just
that
like
they
an
flooded
overload.
the servers, and it just overloaded it. Yeah. But he did test streams maybe yesterday and then today to make sure that it could handle the traffic. But there was not the same amount of people going in on those test streams as in the actual event.
Right.
But the propaganda, and I'll tell you something, any of these people that are these poison pen reporters, don't think that you won't be held accountable. At some point, everybody will answer to God. Everybody.
Each and every single one will have to hold account. Will have to take accountability for what they have done and what they have said.
Absolutely. And it's like to sit and listen. So the thing, I think it started maybe around 8:30ish, 8:45ish. I didn't really. It was still going on, and it's just like I'm just going to have to pause it because it wasn't really new information. There were some hilarious moments because Trump and Musk both have a good sense of humor.
They do.
And it was two intelligent human beings discussing problems and ways to actually solve the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Because we honestly have people, they don't want to solve the problems.
No,
they like the problems. They profit from the problems.
Yes, they want to compound this situation, the problems. They want to just double down on them.
And you know, to try to prevent two intelligent people from speaking and letting other people learn from these intelligent people, what does that tell people?
That tells people that there is a major issue.
Yeah.
Major.
And it's like this. I have listened to enough people, and honest to God, and there's a channel that I have been watching lately, and I can't remember the name of it. I know that his show is entitled Heretics. And he is a very interesting, if I can find it so I can tell you about it. But he also has like a blog that you can go and read, and I have read several of them. He is not a stupid man.
No.
You have flooded my history page with failed army.
I did
totally flooded my history page with failed army. It's called, and his name is Andrew Gold.
I love failed army.
I like failed army also. But he speaks with people that other people don't want to give them voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's interesting how a lot of... See, I can't... Even if I disagree with someone, I'm willing to let them speak because that is their God-given right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they get to the point that they are insulting or that they're becoming agitated and potentially violent or something like that, if I feel like if I am truly being threatened, now I'm not going to listen.
Yeah, no.
And it's amazing how we have some people that are so on the edge right now that it takes very little to tip them over.
Well, that's what happens when you have pestilence, ignorance running our country right now.
And there have been some of the people that I have seen that I'm wondering if there is not, honestly, a demonic influence.
Mama, you know there is. You know
because
there is.
When someone becomes so angry over some of these issues that their faces contort.
Yeah.
There's a problem. And so with the cyber thing, and I have always known this, with the internet, and internet is wondrous in many ways, and it's not in others. It's a tool like anything else.
Seek and you shall find.
It has changed our world so drastically.
It has. Because it is basically the modern version of the Library of Alexandria.
It can be.
And so it
know.
Has turned into something. This is what, no joke, this is what happens when normies get a grasp of shit.
It's not, it can be used as the modern day Library of Alexandria, but I don't think the Library of Alexandria included Pornhub, flat out. It can have so much depravity that there are people, that's wounding people's spirits.
Question. What is the difference between Pornhub and smut? You read smut.
I do not.
I'm not talking about, when I say you,
I'm the only one here.
I'm talking about just in generality. People read smut, which is hardcore pornographic novels.
It's the availability.
Yeah.
And there is a difference. Even as far as the brain function. Now, I don't have references on this. But other people can go and they can search and get the references. Does it affect how the brain functions? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Does it affect how the spirit functions? Yes, it does. And so it is a matter when you've got kids using the internet and that they don't have proper parental guidance. I mean, let's face it, we're in such a mess. A lot of these kids growing up don't even have parents. Because when you've got a parent that is sitting there on a device, and the kid's sitting there on a device, and neither one of them are communicating, and you've got the parent that has the emotional equivalent of the child, is that a parent? I don't think so. I don't think that child is being properly parented.
No, I don't think that it is either. But
So we have built a house of cards, and I've been saying this for years. And we have all these sunspots and the geomagnetic storms, and we got the big mama one coming in, and then there was a little mama one coming in after that. And if this house of cards, if the wind finally blows and it all falls down, now there would be chaos and panic for a while.
Yeah. Personally, I'm not going to be worrying about seriously. Personally, I'm not going to be worrying about that. Yeah, shit's going to go downhill, but I'm ready for God to come back.
Yeah, I get that. I do. But it's also a matter of, I don't know that people truly realize how dependent and how fragile the system that we're using currently is.
No, like you said, it is a house of cards. One strong gust of wind will blow the whole thing down.
Yeah.
People do not understand how fragile society is.
Exactly. Well, I'm talking about the internet and the cyber thing.
Well, that goes
but
right
also
in it.
Society itself, yes. And we are seeing that being fractured because this is, and it's not just in one nation that's under attack. There are many.
Yeah. It's global.
And that when you have a group of people that are trying to silence other people just from saying, and again, it's like we were talking yesterday, that 2 + 2 = 5. No, fuck you. It is 4. And I have always, that's where I will make my oppositional defiant disorder work for me.
Mm-hmm. That makes me think of, you know how they do, well, actually, I don't know if you know this, but they make people do these very just convoluted, complicated math equations now to get the answer rather than just doing a simple, easy to learn manner.
Right. Right. Instead of allowing a child to see different systems, because different nations do teach math in different ways, and you can learn in different ways. One size does not fit all on this shit. It never has.
Like, I can firmly say the way that they teach math now is definitely not the way that they taught math in school when I was in there.
They're doing something
so fucking convoluted, just as much as the government is right now. But we all know what that is run by.
Yeah, it's an attempt to produce more stupid people, and it's very effective.
Yeah.
It really is.
This is what happens. Because stupid people are easy to control.
Yes.
This is what happens when natural selection is not allowed to take its course.
It is. It certainly is. And that's just like Andrew Gold had an article today about somebody that was talking about cult members. And we've discussed this before. And this was just basically validation of what we had already discussed and what I had already observed, is that some of these people, it is a cult mentality.
Yeah.
And that if you try to say anything against their dogma, you're a heretic.
Mm-hmm.
And that on some of them, will they become violent? Yes, they will.
Yeah.
So this is why we urge everyone all the time, situational awareness.
Yes.
Because it is a matter of perilous times. And y'all that's in urban areas, please, please, please be careful. We love y'all.
Please
we don't
stay
want
safe.
any of our pirates to get harmed in any way.
If possible. And I do understand, like, finances and shit like that are not good right now.
Right.
But if and when possible, get out of those cities immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, honestly, if something were to happen as far as infrastructure, like the electric grid or something like that, these urban environments, it would be like the purge.
Yes.
And we're not trying to frighten anybody. I have had this spirit of truth that has been on me for days.
People have been trying to get the purge to be a reality. That's not cool.
No. That's dystopian.
Yes.
And we're in a period of time where we have to determine as a species who and how we want to be. We have to do that as individuals, but also as a species.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just, it's insane. When you have people who turn their backs on God, on Creator, and that they think that there is nothing except what man has made. Well, that's exactly what the fallen ones taught humanity. They wanted to be worshipped.
Mm-hmm.
And their promise is pain and suffering. Steal, kill, and destroy.
Yes.
And that is honestly who some people are following, because by their fruits you will know them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it's a matter also of, as far as hope, and to continue in prayer. And even as far as these people that are deceived. And I know that's hard to do. That is hard to do. I went on, it was so interesting because I think it's called Flower Show. I had spoken about it in the previous cup. Just a nice little, she posts these gorgeous pictures of plants, and sometimes she'll tell about where they, a little bit of the origin of the plants, what they do sometimes, things like that. And that a friend had produced a hybrid species of iris and was going to call it, said something about wanting to call it Donald Trump. Okay. And some of the vitriol that had come out from that. Now, these are people that they've got hatred in their heart towards a man they don't even know. They don't know. And the thing is, if you sit and listen to him or listen to people, what he's proposing is what needs to be done.
Yeah.
What Elon Musk is proposing is what needs to be done.
Yes.
Smaller government. Do you really want that boot on your face for the rest of your life?
Absolutely not.
Now, that's what we're faced with. This is some serious shit.
Yeah, it is. But it just doesn't click. It really doesn't. How can you hate someone that you have not personally talked to?
Because they've been programmed.
That you have not even took the time to listen to.
This is the whole thing about the brainwashing. Because some of these people are in these cults, and these cults, either purposefully or ignorantly, keep spreading this fear. They keep spreading the lies. And it's like, this is a destructive thing. And I honestly saw somebody post a meme today that it was very, and I, over on X, I reposted the post that I saw, and I said, and so it begins. Because it was very similar to World War II. Because they have told so many people that conservatives are the supporters of on the other side of the World War II.
Mm-hmm.
That's brainwashing. And that this person had gone as far as to make a meme saying that those people needed to be physically harmed.
See, that's just not right.
No. No. This is the same formula that was used during World War II. It's not that hard to figure out. There's some wonderful videos available on YouTube that are history videos that explains about propaganda, that explains about othering, that explains about how that normal everyday people got dragged into doing horrific things and agreeing with horrific things being done to other human beings.
Pattern recognition.
Yes.
People don't have that.
Some people do.
When I say people, I'm talking about the majority, like the brainwashed masses and stuff like that.
I don't know.
They don't got pattern recognition.
Well, and that was...
This ain't...
What is happening right now, and I thoroughly believe also that it is a matter of a spell, that a lot of these people are under a demonic spell, that they are under demonic influence, control, persuasion, something.
Yeah.
They have opened a door somewhere.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
Because I very much remember several years back when you had these people that claimed to be witches and that they were going to get together and they were going to cast spells. That's evil. That will return to them sevenfold.
These are the same people that thought that they were going to be able to hex the moon. No joke.
Well...
trying to hex the moon and God himself.
Now that is some arrogant, foolish shit.
Isn't it though? You cannot do any harm to the one and only creator.
No, you can't. No, you can't. That is incredible. I hadn't heard that one.
This is what you get when you're on TikTok for years.
That's why I don't.
God himself is above all.
Right. And that's the thing.
And is more powerful.
The forces of darkness cannot harm him directly. So how they attack is by hurting what he loves, which is humans. And there are times that you can sit and you can watch and listen to, and it's like, why do you put up with us, God? Honestly, why do you put up with us? And that's because he understands and he knows people's hearts, even the ones that are being deceived. He knows the difference between those and those that are just ignorant, and those who are willingly and willfully turning themselves over to the forces of darkness. Now, even those people are deceived because they don't understand. There is no allegiance there. They are dealing with entities that to lie and murder is their agenda, period. And so if they get a human that is stupid enough to help them, what, for momentary fame or a little bit of money or what? What is it worth? And that was what Christ said. He said, what does it matter if somebody gains the entire world but loses their soul?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's not worth it.
No.
Personally,
to be absent from love for eternity. To be absent from forgiveness, compassion, empathy, joy. Because that's what hell will be like.
Yeah. I mean, God is love.
Yeah.
Pure love. How can you not want to go to that?
There are people that choose.
Like, you can get hugs from him anytime that you want.
Yeah.
I love hugs.
I like hugs too. I think most people like hugs. And you've got so
The devil don't give no hugs.
Nope. He certainly does not. Nope. So it was a evening of learning different things for me. And prayer, constant prayer. But if you get it, I think they're going to go back and on X, the interview or the discussion, and it was what Elon, he said he wanted to call it a discussion. It wasn't an interview. It was two people sitting and talking about things. Nobody was screaming. No one was interrupting. Not really. I mean, you know, it's like everybody's got their thing.
It didn't sound like they were interrupting each other.
No.
It was a proper, mature conversation.
Between two intelligent people.
Yeah.
And that you had people freaking out. What did they think was going to happen?
The world was going to blow up? I don't know.
No, I think they're afraid that they'll solve a problem when the world won't.
I would rather the world not blow up.
Well, but it
Don't
was
you?
just, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate what God has done. I enjoy it.
Like when you actually...
I don't want people to destroy it.
When you take the time to hug a tree.
Yeah.
To lay in the grass and actually examine all the detail that is in it.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, God, you really did that. You are the artist. You are the master artist of all artists. This is incredible.
Sure. Yeah. Or to look at the birds or the cats or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Not the cell phones. Put the stuff down. Look at the sky. You know? Look at your own toes. If you don't have toes, then look at somebody else's toes or fingers or whatever.
Maybe you got half toes.
Well, it could be, you know. But as far as to refuse to play the stupid game, because that's exactly what it is. And it's like, no, I do stay in the house a lot. Because when you have somebody that is brainwashed, you are wasting your time. You're not going to change their mind. But you can pray for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Prayer with faith.
Yes.
Is the most powerful weapon.
Yeah. It certainly is. Every day. Final thoughts, kid.
Stay close to God.
Yeah. Very much so. If you've had experiences with the paranormal and supernatural, everybody is having experiences with the paranormal and supernatural right now. If you don't realize that, give me an email. I'll explain it a little bit better.
That's like, I'm pretty sure God took away my phone.
It could be.
He's like, you're grounded for a night.
And that's well,
like, you'll get your phone back at some point.
Okay.
You're grounded for the night.
It's all right. If you've had, as far as aliens, cryptids, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can send me an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. It's there in the description box.
Mm-hmm. And if you like this video, comment, like, share, but most of all, subscribe. Check her out on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, Rolanda COCWS.
Podlings on a ghost pirate ship, screaming into the vastness of the storm on the ocean. We're here.
As we try to squeeze.
And the Emperor is buck-ass naked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As we try to squeeze through rocks, squalling. You're good. You're good. You're good. Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff out the scratches.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.